Hello, people of the internet, and now it's time for my oh-so-late pay-per-view WrestleMania 31 pay-per-view review. And yes, I am recording this on 11:53 p.m. on April 5, 2015, so yeah, but by the time this video will probably be uploaded on YouTube, will probably be April 6, 2015, so yeah, so in that case, happy late Easter. Um, by the way, a little fun fact, since this video is about WrestleMania, so since this is going to be out on April 6, 2015, I'm going to say stuff about Sunday, April 5, 2015. Yeah, so refer to it as yesterday. So yeah, did you guys know that yesterday it's like the 6th anniversary of WrestleMania 25? Yeah, little fun fact right there. Anyway, yeah, I apologize for like not making this video in a while. I mean, to be honest with you, I was like very busy binge watching Sons of Anarchy. I am currently on Sons of Anarchy season 2, episode 7 right now. And yeah, it's a pretty good show so far. I mean, I really like it a lot so far. I'm hoping, and since I'm on like my spring break from school, I'm hoping to finish the whole series by Sunday. So yeah, I was actually binge watching Arrow also on my break, February break, on that 1 week off break that I had. So yeah, I was actually just watching season 1 and season 2 of Arrow because season 3 I already got to it. So yeah, Arrow is especially a good show too. I mean, I've seen all this, so that is a exceptionally good show. And but this video is not about Arrow or Sons of Anarchy or Breaking Bad, which I'm thinking of binge watching during my summer break. Um, this is about WrestleMania 31. The 31. What did I say like that? WrestleMania 31. Now, let me just start off by doing this. Good on you, WWE. I mean, holy shit, that was a good show. I mean, I didn't even think it was gonna be that good. I mean, the build-up was like so bad. Okay, well, it wasn't the worst build-up ever, but it wasn't a good build-up for WrestleMania 31. I mean, and Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I mean, not really that many people were too hyped on seeing that, but I'll get to that match later on in the video. And I mean, it was just so good. I mean, just like I said, good on you, WWE. And I mean, this totally surprised me on how good it was gonna be. I mean, on Sunday, I was like I said on my previous video, I didn't even care about telling anybody at my school that I was gonna be watching WrestleMania on Friday, on that Friday, but man, do I feel bad. I mean, especially by how good it was. I mean, holy shit. Shit's nuts. Did not expect it to be that good. Anyways, I'm like 3 minutes and 54 minutes into 3 minutes 57 seconds into the video, so I might as well start off with the pre-show. So yeah, Tyson Kidd and CESARO, who are the WWE Tag Team Champions, versus the New Day versus Los Matadores versus the Usos in a fatal 4-way WWE Tag Team Championship match. This match, it was a good match, but it felt too much like a cluster for me. I mean, the referee even didn't know, like, who was the legal guy because of how much of a cluster it was. Like, it was pretty much being out of control, and, I think Tyson Kidd got the pinfall on one of the Usos. I don't remember. But, I mean, I'm on Wikipedia. I could just read off the results on, or how they won. But I don't want to do that because that would just waste too much time. And so yeah, Tyson and Cesaro won. I mean, it was a good match. I mean, it just felt too much like a cluster. And also, that's one of the matches that I predicted correctly on my previous video. So yeah, good on me. And now the next match would be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, featuring Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, Fandango, Alex Riley, Zack Ryder, Bo Dallas, believe that, Hideo Itami from NXT, Diego, Fernando, I think those two are from Los Matadores, Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, Mark Henry, Connor and Victor from The Ascension, Darren Young, Heath Slater, Titus O'Neil, Jack Swagger, Biggie, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Eric Rowan, Goldust, Kane, Jimmy Uso, Cesaro, Ryback, The Miz, Damian Mizdow, and Big Show. Now, who won this match? Well, I was partially correct on my predictions, and I predicted that either Ryback, Big Show, or Mark Henry would win. And one of them did win, and it was the Big Show. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the fact that he's winning, but I can accept it, because when people see Big Show, they usually think of Andre the Giant, don't they? I mean, like, one of the #1 dream matches on like WWE All Star was the Big Show versus Andre the Giant, and so yeah, people usually think of Andre the Giant when they see Big Show. So I think the right person won. Excuse me. I think the right person won. And, I mean, he hasn't really been getting much of a push lately. I mean, especially since he's in, like, his mid-40s and, like, his career is almost over. He's almost about to hang up the boots. But, I think it was good to, like, give him this award. And, yeah. By the way, Damian Mizdow and The Miz actually... Damian Mizdow, Miz, and Big Show were actually the final 3. So, yeah, that was surprising. Next match onto the main card now. Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett, who was the WWE Intercontinental Champion. I'll get to that in a minute. Versus R-Truth, versus Dean Ambrose, versus Luke Harper, versus Dolph Ziggler, versus Stardust. And a 7-man ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Now, like in my previous prediction video, that would be the first match on the card. Or did I predict that? I don't think I predicted it. I think it was more of a suggestion for me. That I think it would be better if this was put on first, because it would like hype up the crowd and stuff. And I think I said something like that. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. I mean, would I say match of the night? Most likely. I mean, it was just so fun to watch. There was like pretty good spots. I mean, there was even this one spot where Luke Harper powerbombed Dean Ambrose through a ladder, and that like injured Dean Ambrose so much that I guess he had to be carried out of the arena on or the stadium on a stretcher. And I don't know if he came back after he was carried out on a stretcher. I know it was Daniel Bryan and then Dolph Ziggler, who were the last two fighting for the title, headbutting each other, having a headbutt war, and Daniel Bryan won the headbutt war. And Daniel Bryan won, which was the right decision, in my opinion. I mean, Daniel Bryan ended WrestleMania 30 by winning the championship, and now he starts off WrestleMania 31 with winning the championship. I mean, so that's pretty good. Good on him. And now this match, Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Now this, I know I said, I think I said in my previous video, my predictions video, that this should have been a no disqualification or a no holds barred match. But this still worked out. This still worked out. This still worked out to be quite a good match, especially with that end. I mean, that fucking RKO. I mean, so Seth Rollins is about to curb stomp Randy Orton. He gets on Randy Orton in the middle of the curb stomp. Randy Orton like jumps up, like lifts up his upper half of his body, and then Seth Rollins does like 10 feet in the air, and then Randy Orton catches him and fucking RKO's him, and uh, that was fucking amazing. I mean, that's something I'd see out of a video game. Like that's something that would be like a glitch on a video game or something. That was just fucking amazing, and even the commentators, the crowd was going all apeshit for it. Like, excuse me. I mean, they were like going crazy. Like, oh my god! I, if only Joey Styles was commentating, that would have been a perfect oh my god moment. But anyway, yeah, Randy Orton defeats Seth Rollins in a pretty good match, especially I mean, that RKO at the end definitely made that match a lot better. I mean, I was like I don't know if I said this in my previous video or maybe it was someone else that's stated that maybe they should do a spot with an RKO, like where Seth Rollins, like, you guys remember that move he did to Brock Lesnar? No, not Brock Lesnar. To John Cena at Royal Rumble, where Seth Rollins did like that Phoenix splash or something on John Cena, and then Brock Lesnar came back and F5 Seth Rollins and then pinned Seth Rollins, and then Brock Lesnar retained the title at Royal Rumble. I think that happened. I think it was at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I don't know if it was me or either the Double Z TV like mentioned it, but still, this was just probably just as good. I mean, this RKO and the RKO to Evan Bourne on the 2010 edition of Raw was pretty good. I mean, those two are two of the best RKOs I've ever seen in my life. And so yeah. Okay, next match. Triple H versus Sting. Now, oh, by the way, I just want to say the pre-show match, the André the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the ladder match, and Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, I got all of those matches I predicted correctly on my predictions video. But Triple H versus Sting, I actually didn't predict correctly. So, guys, guess who won? Triple H. Now, the match itself, on a technical standpoint, wasn't really that good. I mean, but Sting, I mean, you could only do so much with, like, a 45-year-old and a 56-year-old when they're together in the ring. I mean, so age was definitely a factor in this match. But I think, and this match was actually just announced on Sunday, on the day of WrestleMania, that it was going to be a pinfall and submissions only match. So no disqualification, no countouts. I don't know. I mean, that just happened. And then there was interference by none other than DX. And then they were helping out Triple H. And then there was interference from the NWO helping out Sting. Now this one kind of confused me because X-Pac, I think he was in DX. He was in the NWO too, I think. And okay, for the NWO it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I know that, but okay. Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan. And so yeah, that was kind of weird. But X-Pac was also a member of the NWO. And Billy Gunn, Road Dogg were in DX. And then Shaw, and then at the very end, when whatchamacallit, Sting had like the Scorpion Deathlock on Triple H. Shawn Michaels came in the ring and super kicked Sweet Chin Music to Sting, and then Triple H was gonna pin Sting. Then Sting kicked out, and then Triple H saw the Sledgehammer. By the way, I just want to say, the Sledgehammer, they were kind of having the little war between the back with the Sledgehammer, but the back won by, I mean, Triple H was trying to defend himself with the Sledgehammer, but Sting, like, literally broke the Sledgehammer in half, and Triple H was like, so yeah, that was a pretty funny moment right there. And, so yeah, Triple H used the other half of the, Sledgehammer to pick up the win and hit Sting with, and Triple H wins. Now this this match felt very political to me and egotistical, because I don't think WWE would want WCW winning over WWE, because I guess it's a ego issue, and the fact that it just won probably wouldn't be right for WWE. So yeah, I think ego was definitely involved in this match, and I really think Sting should have won his first match in WWE. So now he's literally technically 0-1 in WWE, and I don't know how many matches he has left in him. I mean, I have like 2 more matches left, I guess. And then at the end of the match, they shook hands, which kind of made me feel kind of was weird, because they were trying to kill each other with bats and sledgehammers, and there was interference and stuff, and I guess this was, you could call this kind of an end of an era type of match, kind of like the same thing with Undertaker versus Triple H, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee at WrestleMania 28. I guess it was that kind of a match, but it still felt weird, because I'll get to that in a minute. But it was still an okay match. I mean, the interferences definitely, I mean, seeing NWO versus DX was definitely something to see there. I mean, that was like, whoever was a fan of the Monday Night Wars, or just the Attitude Era in general, I mean, they'd probably be shitting their pants when they saw that. So yeah, that was fun to watch. Okay, next, AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. Tag team match. AJ Lee and Paige win, and AJ Lee picks up the pinfall victory. They had better matches on Raw. Like, I mean, there was this tag team match on Raw, on the, whatchamacallit, the March 30th edition of Raw, and it was a 6-diva tag team match, I think, and, with, Paige, AJ, Naomi, versus the Bella Twins and, Natalya. And that match was better than this match. Hashtag give Divas a chance. So yeah, this match was only 6 minutes and 42 seconds anyway. Yeah, whatever. So next match, John Cena versus Rusev, and oh, by the way, AJ Lee and Paige I predicted correctly also, and John Cena Rusev I also predicted correctly. John Cena won against Rusev. I thought it was an okay match. In the end, like, Lana, like, was on the apron, and then, Rusev was about to attack John Cena, who happened to be in front of Lana, and, John Cena gets out of the way. Rusev hits Lana instead. And Rusev is like, oh no, what have I done? Oh no, my Lana. And then Rusev turns around, and then John Cena hits the attitude adjustment on Rusev, and then 1, 2, 3, your new United States champion, John Cena. Now, I thought this was really interesting, or not interesting. I mean, it was predictable. I mean, you got America winning against, or triumphing against the evil Russian, and you also have John Cena as the United States champion, and Daniel Bryan as the Intercontinental champion. So yeah, they're both, at least they're both putting prestige back in those titles that they didn't have before or in a while. So yeah, I like that. And also, this is like the first time John Cena has been United States champion in a while. Um, yeah. And so yeah, okay match. And now next after that, there was a little segment with Triple H, Stephanie McMahon announcing the attendance record for the event, and it was 76,976, I think. Yep, 76,976, and whoops, 76,976, and then they were saying like, we want to thank all of you and stuff, and stuff. Thank you so much for making this happen. It wouldn't be this without, if we wouldn't have done it without ourselves, and then being the heels that they are saying some heelish stuff. And then they're saying that we own you fans and stuff. And then who comes? And then this also kind of felt weird because I thought Triple H was turning face when he like shook hands with Sting. But now Triple H is saying like, yeah, I beat Sting. Yeah, Sting couldn't defeat me and stuff, like something like that. Still being a heel towards Sting. Um, and then who comes out? None other than The Rock. Yeah, The Rock comes out, and then The Rock is like, you don't own anybody. You don't own The Rock. And Stephanie McMahon like slaps The Rock and tells him to like get out or something. And then The Rock, and then Stephanie McMahon's like, what, you gonna hit a woman? And then The Rock steps outside the ring and gets somebody who is a woman, but not just any woman. This woman is Ronda fucking Rousey. Yep. She is the bantamweight champion in UFC, and she's also co-starring with The Rock in Furious 7, which I'm planning on seeing today. And yeah, I mean, and this segment was actually recepted pretty well. I mean, just seeing Ronda Rousey and The Rock and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon I mean, they did have and Stephanie McMahon was like, hey, Ronda Rousey is my friend, right? So please get out of my ring. And then Ronda Rousey was like, where any ring that I step in is now mine. So make me get out. And then Stephanie McMahon was like, get the hell out of my ring. And then they get in a little fight. And there was this little funny scene where Triple H was about to attack like The Rock, and then and then was running towards Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey like arm dragged Triple H, and the way she did it, it looked so easy for her, and it got me thinking to myself, oh my gosh, Ronda Rousey can kick Triple H's ass in real life. And then there's something else happening with Stephanie McMahon. I don't remember what. I don't remember if she got her ass kicked or something, but that segment was awesome. I mean, and pretty funny. I mean, oh my gosh, Ronda Rousey can kick Triple H's ass, people. Interesting. So yeah, that was a good segment right there. And now, the next match. Interesting. My most anticipated match of the night. The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. Now, this kind of was a problem for me because to this point, this is the second to last match of the night. The next match is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which is the last match of the night. Now this got me worried because it was still daylight outside, daytime outside, and it just. Oh, by the way, I have to say about Triple H and Sting. I mean, their entrances felt weird, especially Sting's. It felt really weird watching Sting's entrance in daylight. I mean, but Triple H's entrance, I mean, he had like a Terminator theme to it. So, and there's like this. It even had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and Triple H's entrance. So I really have to say this: Triple H just has the best entrances ever, especially at WrestleMania. But here for the Undertaker Bray Wyatt, I mean, the Undertaker Bray Wyatt, they have like their own entrance and their own what's best for them. I mean, Bray Wyatt has those fireflies where the crowd like gets their phone and just starts lighting up the place. And the Undertaker, obviously a dark arena with like blue lighting and smoke. But they didn't have that. Instead, Bray Wyatt had these like scarecrows like walking beside him. And Undertaker, it was a regular entrance. Excuse me. Just his regular entrance. I mean, to be honest with you, I was expecting Biker Undertaker to come back. But no, he's in it. Instead, we got him coming back in his regular. I mean, he wore his long leather jacket and his hat, the same one that he wore in like from like 2006 to like 2009, like the same one they wore in WrestleMania 25. And we haven't really seen him in that for a while. I mean, instead we've seen it in the hood and stuff. And so yeah, that was actually really nice to see again. And also he had the leather pants again. So yeah, we haven't seen his leather pants, especially in the ring, since like 2005, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it was really awesome to see that again. I felt nostalgic, and he actually has some hair. No, he doesn't have just have that little mohawk thing going on. No, he has hair. So he actually did look like the biker Undertaker. And the thing about this match, it kind of reminded me of WrestleMania 20. In a way, I mean, even though WrestleMania 20, Undertaker still had the streak. But just the look kind of reminded me. And the match itself, I mean, the match, Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, it was only like 15 minutes. It was good. I mean, Undertaker at that point was like 50. I mean, he just recently had his birthday, like 5 days ago on WrestleMania. And Bray Wyatt was like 27, I think. So there's like so much you can do. I mean, this was kind of just a typical Undertaker match that you can see on like SmackDown or Raw, like from a few years ago. It unfortunately wasn't really anything all that great. It wasn't really even Undertaker versus CM Punk level of awesomeness. But it was still a decent match. I mean, Undertaker still looked really good. He looked a lot better than he did on 2012 or 2013, and definitely looked better than 2014. Undertaker won the match, thank God. And but Bray Wyatt, there was this one spot that I really liked where and I was really anticipating for the spot too, where Bray Wyatt does that like spring up thing where he does that little tarantula walk, and then after he does that, Undertaker like sits up and then is like looking at Bray Wyatt like, and then Bray Wyatt literally falls down while he's in the tarantula walk and was like terrified. I mean, that was like one of the that was like a really 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 cool spot to see. And then after that, Undertaker like tombstones Bray Wyatt, and then Undertaker wins. And like, I mean, during Undertaker's entrance where he was about to like do the thing where he calls for the light, it felt kind of weird because like there's a lot of light and it's not really that dark outside. But there was this thing that kind of felt really interesting to me. During the match, Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, they had like a the daylight was like it was slowly starting to turn to sunset, and I felt like this match like symbolized like darkness. These two characters, Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, symbolized darkness, and when their match happened, especially when the match was done, it was like kind of dark outside, and I think it symbolized the I think it was just something symbolic. It kind of meant something. So yeah, decent match. I'm really, really, really happy that Undertaker won. But I was planning for this to be his last match. But that would be anticlimactic because this wasn't really such a good match. I mean, going out on your last match with this type of match, it just doesn't really feel right to me. And Undertaker didn't even make an appearance on Raw last week. So, yeah, we're gonna have to see what his and Bray Wyatt's futures are. Now to the next match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Now for this, I kind of predicted, partially correct, I guess, excuse me, that Brock Lesnar would win. No. Okay, let me just get to here. Let me just say this. Suplex City, bitch. Anyways, I just really want to say that in all seriousness. So yeah, throughout this match, I just want to say Roman Reigns' entrance was pretty good. I mean, he was like walking through the crowd, and then when he like got to the ring, he did this Superman thing like that, and then the camera was like the pyros were going out, and then the camera was like circling around Roman Reigns while the pyro was still going out. I thought that was a pretty cool entrance. And then Brock Lesnar's entrance, his typical entrance that he usually does, I think. I don't really remember much. But, yeah, this was actually a decent match. I mean, it was mostly Brock Lesnar kicking Roman Reigns' ass. And to the point where Roman Reigns was bleeding from the mouth. And, but Roman Reigns still fought. I think Brock Lesnar hit like 10 or 12 suplexes on Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns still fought back to the point where he pushed Brock Lesnar through a pole and busted Brock Lesnar wide open. And, so yeah, it was really nice to see blood, too, at WrestleMania, especially in the main event. And Roman Reigns, like, spears Brock Lesnar and Superman punches him. But Brock Lesnar kicks out because he's a beast. And Brock Lesnar gets up and F5's Roman Reigns one last time. And, but that's not it. We hear music, somebody's theme song. And that theme song belongs to none other than Seth fucking Rollins. Yes. This was also in my prediction video that something was going to happen during this match, or at the end of this match. Well, I was partially correct, and that something was going to happen, but it didn't happen after that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. For some reason my video cut off, and it just automatically stopped. I don't know why. But anyway, as I was saying, something did happen after the match. I mean, it didn't happen after the match. Happened during the match. Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank. My video cut off again because there's apparently not enough storage on my iPhone. So I'm gonna try and make this quick. Okay, Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on during the match, and now it was announced that it was gonna be a triple threat. And Seth Rollins won by curb stomping both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but he doesn't pin Brock Lesnar, he pins Roman Reigns. So yeah, so much for making Roman Reigns look strong. And now we end the show with Seth Rollins being the new WWE Champion. That was a great way to end the show. I mean, if you didn't like this show, if you're one of those people who just keeps bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching, that's a CM Punk reference right there, from his segment with Christian on this one episode of SmackDown. Anyway, and bitching and bitching and bitching about WWE. If you're one of those people who did not like this show, then you just gotta stop watching WWE. I mean, if this show didn't please you, then maybe nothing will. So yeah, I don't want to get on that for too long. Anyway, this was a really magnificent show. I mean, it's one of the best WrestleManias ever. And, so yeah, was it predictable though? Mostly. For me, it was. But, that doesn't mean it wasn't executed well, at least. I mean, so I was satisfied with it, except for the Triple H and Sting. I mean, that was questionable. But that was the only bad thing. I mean, the thing about this WrestleMania is that not all of the matches were 5-star matches. I mean, I guess the best match of the night was probably the 7-man ladder match. I mean, Triple H and Sting, you only had the interferences. I mean, that technically wasn't really that good of a match. If you didn't have the interferences, it probably wouldn't have been that good. Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, that was okay. But I say the 7-man ladder match was definitely my favorite match of the night. And, so yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, there's not really. I don't think these matches will be. Maybe there might be one of them. I don't know. That might be match of the year candidates for the Slammy Awards later this year. But not. I wouldn't say any of these matches were 5-star matches. I mean, they were good matches, except for AJ Lee and Paige, which was a typical Divas match. That was only 7 minutes long. And, I mean, that's kind of long for a Divas match, I guess. I mean, but I just want to say, the shows, I mean, the show before the Raw before WrestleMania and the Raw after WrestleMania had better Divas matches. That's the only thing that was wrong. If there were more Divas matches like Raw after WrestleMania especially, then maybe it would have been a decent Divas match. And I wish they had put more time in the Divas match too, so they could wait for the sky to get a little darker for Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. But no, they didn't. So I didn't like that. But other than that, it was a really, really, really good show. Definitely one of the best WrestleManias ever. And yeah, Raw was especially good too, and the crowd was good, especially the Raw crowd. And a Sheamus returned on Raw, and Brock Lesnar got suspended and probably fined. He even F5'd Michael Cole. And I unfortunately did not watch SmackDown, but I did see Daniel Bryan get busted open, and there was actually blood. A lot of blood, actually. And to the point where he had to get 7 stitches or staples, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, it's currently Monday right now, so that means tonight is going to be Monday Night Raw. And yeah, so yeah, I can't wait for Monday Night Raw tonight and see how they're going to work out Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. I mean, Brock Lesnar was in his wrestling gear too. I mean, and he was about to be in a match with Seth Rollins with a rematch for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But no, that didn't happen. So if it did happen, it would have been like, it probably would have been like 12 years since Brock Lesnar had competed on Raw. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. Instead we got the next best thing, where he went berserk and attacked everything in sight and F5'd Michael Cole and an innocent cameraman. So apparently turning face. And Stephanie McMahon said, "Because I own that son of a bitch." So yeah, that was in great WrestleMania. Definitely impressed me. I mean, impressive. And I was, at first from WrestleMania, I was like, this is before the show. And now after the show, I'm like, so yep, that'll be all, guys, and sayonara. Oh, and by the way, prepare for a review of Furious 7 coming later this week, hopefully. Because I'm going to see it tonight. Hoping to, at least. So yeah, for a Furious 7 review coming out eventually. Stay tuned for that. Sayonara.